Hi there. My name is Noel, and I teach about meditation as a universal practice, which also finds expression in the Christian tradition. In this video, we continue to reflect on the prayer that Christians often say before meditation. So, let's go. John Main, who recovered the practice of meditation for Christians in our time, wrote a very simple prayer for saying before meditation. It goes as follows. Heavenly Father, open our hearts to the silent presence of the Spirit of your Son. Lead us into that mysterious silence where your love is revealed to all who call. John Main liked to say that meditation opens the human heart as naturally as sunlight gives rise to the unfolding of a flower. And as the heart unfolds, we discover a new depth of silence behind the noise of our distracting thoughts and preoccupations. In the deep silence of meditation, we leave ourselves open and vulnerable to a graced encounter, which happens, and it's important to appreciate this, that graced encounter happens at a level of consciousness deeper than ordinary everyday self-consciousness. So, because it is experienced in the heart rather than the mind, we will not be able to recall the experience after meditation. We will, of course, remember all the distracting thoughts we experienced, but not exactly what happened in between those periods of thought. The prayer asks that our hearts be opened to the silent presence of the Spirit of your Son. So this is a silent presence, something we intuit and experience rather than hear. Meditation teaches us that silence is not so much the absence of sound as the absence of self, the absence of our egoic self and the constant chatter of the mind. Indeed, anything that you may hear is a distraction, so let it go and return to silently repeating your mantra in your heart. I lead a meditation group here in Carlow, where I live, in Ireland, and I always have an electronic candle lighting when the others arrive. That symbolizes God's presence and the fact that God is always present to us. However, we are so busy most of the time, we don't pay attention to that vital presence in our lives. But as we say the meditation prayer in our group, we switch on a second candle to symbolize that we are now intentionally making ourselves present to God. We usually say, open our hearts, even when we meditate on our own. That acknowledges, of course, that meditation is not simply something we do for our own benefit, but for the benefit of all. Meditation deepens our sense of interconnectedness with all of humanity and all of creation. And we're not asking that our hearts be opened merely for the time of our meditation, but we wish them to remain open to God's presence always, all the time. And that is how meditation slowly but surely transforms us over time, because we become closer to achieving that awareness for more and more of our lives as our conditioning loses its hold on us. Meditation heightens our awareness of the true self, who we are in God and who God is in us. And we then begin to live life from that perspective. John Main once wrote, The all-important aim in Christian meditation is to allow God's mysterious and silent presence within us to become more and more not only a reality, but the reality in our lives. To let it become that reality which gives meaning, shape, and purpose to everything we do, to everything we are. As that happens, we begin to get a deeper sense of who we truly are, a deeper sense of our true self. The presence we experience in meditation gives rise to a new kind of self-knowledge, and when we begin to live life from that understanding, it changes our way of seeing and being in the world. I invite you now to spend some time in the stillness and silence of meditation, where you can begin to experience that truth for yourself.